Hanging out with Mike Mallett, first interview here at Thunder Mountain. We are honoring Dale Plank with the Super Dirt Car Series race in his honor, and of course it's 77 laps. Mike Mallett, of course, has been here for how many years now? This is his second year, right? Third?
Well, since helping out here probably since pre-COVID. When COVID hit, we started streaming here, and then I just kind of done a little bit more and more every year. Still do the streaming. That's still my primary job, but if they need help with other things, assistance, whatever. Some nights I've announced, some nights I've race directed.
I see.
Tonight I'm working with Mike Warren for the Super Dirt Car Series, so looking forward to that. And a chance to call a race. I haven't called a race yet this year, so no. First.
Oh, you've been running the stream.
Yeah,
primarily here. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I normally do that. Again, I've been here, got here Saturday, and just kind of helped out with whatever needed to be done. Hence the paint on my sweatshirt, because we were painting things yesterday before the rain came. But it's fun. Love coming here. Great people, and this place has come a long way.
It really has.
In the last few years with the new clay they put down. The racing here on Saturday night's been phenomenal, so it's been a lot of fun to be able to come here.
And 2020, well, they were getting like 170 cars some nights, weren't there?
COVID was good. We had a lot of cars here every week with other local tracks. Electing not to race, not to do the streaming option. That definitely helped them. And there's still strong car counts. We were 130ish, 140ish opening day, over 100 last race.
Nice.
So it's been strong here. And I think people are noticing how good the racetrack is. This place is wide, it's fast. Last year's series race unfortunately got a little tough in the feature, but the heat races were probably the best heat races we saw all season long. Guys passing all over the place, and based on the track today, I think it's gonna be really good. I mean, being biased because sure. But the tractor's been on it, working it this morning. Mother Nature, provided the best moisture for us. Rained last night and yesterday afternoon, so that'll help. And hopefully it's a good night of racing.
And with Weedsport last night, I think that's why everybody's here so early today, because, it's just a little after 3, and this pit area is already full.
Yeah, the gates technically don't open up top till 4 o'clock. The pit area, didn't open till 3, but we've been, I got up at 9 this morning, made breakfast for the peak, for everybody, and we had a half a pit area here, before 9:30, 10 o'clock. So
nice.
That's a good thing, right? That's a good feeling to have
right.
if you own a racetrack for Carl and Sarah and Spooner.
What do you make for breakfast?
I had some bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffins.
Oh, nice. And you made them yourself?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't go to McDonald's, you made them, huh?
Chef Boyardee up there, all right?
I like it.
Chef Mike.
I like it. Of course, very special race honoring Dale Plank today. How well did you know Dale?
I knew Dale very well. I was, like everyone else, shocked when we lost Dale.
Yeah.
And definitely a detriment to more. Dale was a great guy. I know every race that Dale was at and I was at, we always found 5 minutes to catch up and have a conversation. Probably me and about 500 other guys, right?
True.
Because you love talking to Dale. Dale has some great insight, has some great knowledge. He's been around the sport for so long, and just always smiling, always happy when we came up to him. He loved being at a racetrack, and there's nothing better than being at a track with people like that. Some of us tend to get a little grumpy as the season goes on. This year it's hard to be grumpy because we don't race anymore.
We haven't raced in a while.
Right, it rains too much, but to have a chance, to see Dale was always a pleasure, always an honor, and I'm just honored that I can be a small part of tonight's event here at Thunder Mountain to honor him, because again, he was a special guy, meant a lot to a lot of people, including myself.
Last few times I saw him, biggest thing that struck me, he seemed very happy, very content. I think he was enjoying, doing his dig with Brandon, watching his family grow. I saw him. Did you get the same impression?
Yeah. We had joked a few times, like, when are you going to get back in the car? Because the last interviews we did where I did a story on him was he was going to start racing a little bit more, and he did that for a little bit. But I think he was just content, being in the pits and being able to help out drivers and that knowledge that he had and all that, and pass that on to another generation. You need that with some of the older guys that have done it for a long time, and Dale definitely enjoyed that. Again, you could tell by the way he would talk with drivers and work with drivers, and he kind of was able to adapt to every different guy. If they needed this, he could do that. If they needed this, he was able to help them with that.
You're going to have a poker game anytime soon? It's been forever. We actually played with Allie and her boyfriend the other day. And it's the first time we had gotten the chips out in years.
Yeah. And I've not played poker probably since the last time you and I played. I played a lot of blackjack.
Back then. Okay.
I played a lot of blackjack, but I've not played much of the old poker. Maybe a little bit of scat too, or 31, depending, but not much else.
Okay, maybe one of these times when it rains, we'll have to
let's
for
not
the
say
last
that
minute.
anymore, 'cause I'm tired
That's
of the
true,
rain.
because we're sick of the rain. But
Yeah.
we should have thought of that 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. We might have had a
Yeah, I
couple of
know.
matches in already by
Yeah.
now. But
Yeah.
we'll have fun up there. Good to see you. And DTD, DirtTrackDigest.com, certainly not what it was 15 years
No,
ago,
we're
huh?
still growing, man. That's the goal, right? That was the goal when we bought it, and we're just fortunate that it's grown like it has. We're fortunate to have the great support on Dirt Track Digest, Dirt Track Digest TV. If you would ask me 10 years ago that when we, probably even more now. I don't even know what it's been since we've owned it, but if you would ask me then that, hey, this is where we're going to be in 2025,
No way.
no way. If you ask me about the streaming, no way. And here we are. I'll use George Smith's line. All it took was a pandemic.
That's right. That's all. To grow something like that. Yeah, but at least you were on the other side of that instead of some of the other businesses.
Thankfully, we were on the
that
positive
did not.
side.
So
We had already gotten into it and had already started, streaming a little bit there with David Rome, with Bill and Kim Shea, and thankful for what they did for us. And then we've been lucky to get where we are.
good to see you, man. You take care of yourself,
Thanks,
okay,
brother.
man?
You too.